I can tell you. ketsytraffic.com.gh. We want to bring you the latest intersections and routes where you can use to avoid traffic that usually will engulf your city as Accra and its environment. Subsequently, we also have been told that we'll go to other cities and we'll look at some other communities as well. So that you just have to meander your way. But we have to go to Ring Road Central. Good job.
Yeah, let's see what's happening. Ring Road Central looking pretty calm, which is to be expected at this time of the morning. It's only just gone 6:30, and not a lot of traffic is out yet. Most people are now venturing out of their main gates to join the major streets. So at this point, Ring Road Central is looking pretty deserted.
Yeah. No, Ring Road Central. Subsequently, you can also take some other routes just to avoid traffic if you are commuting within the city this time of the morning. But let's go to Tema. We'll go to the start of the Tema-Accra motorway, and that way from the Tema end.
That's right. This bit of road, very often, even at this time, you'll start to see the build-up of those going round the actual roundabout. You can see that there are quite a number of vehicles joining the thoroughfare over there. For those who are coming into Accra, you can see them in the nearer lane as they try to head towards the toll booth. Not a lot of activity there.
Yeah, currently. Yeah. But we're always positive that just in the next 20 minutes you get to find the build-up. And so if you leave home early, it helps you go through the areas where there's always going to be a build-up. This section is currently witnessing more traffic, especially before 7, because there is some construction ongoing around the motorway into the Tema Harbour because of the expansion project at the ports.
That's right. Yeah, of course, the industrial nature of Tema suggests that there will always be traffic going in and coming out at most times of the day. Let's go to another part of our city that is known for its commercial activity. This is Airport City. And that, of course, on the right-hand side of your screen is the airport shell. That's a road that very often during rush hour is unbearable to traverse. But at this time of the morning, you can see a rather steady stream of vehicles making their way sort of southwesterly, in a southwesterly direction from the airport towards 37 and beyond. But in the other direction, it's pretty calm, as you would expect at this time of the morning.
All right, so at least you get to know where you need to have the latest traffic update. It is onto the site, traffic.com.gh. All right, so we have to, before we go to the Bema Camp Gifford Road. And could you?
Yeah, this is the new road that brought a lot of relief or pressure to traffic around that area, and even that road gets pretty built up during rush hour, but you can see rush hour has not begun here, and it's quite clear, smooth road. Most cars are able to drive at the full speed limit to get to their destination without any obstruction. So so far so good for Bema Camp Gifford, sorry.
All right, so that'll be it for the latest traffic watch we have for you this morning. But we'll take you to Takwashi and then we'll wrap up for the traffic watch.
Again, quite smooth, quite clear. Coming from Tema, it looks pretty bearable. And then, of course, those who are coming in from Medina, that's where you normally get a bit of activity at this time of the morning. But even they are moving quite smoothly through this particular interchange. And so, well, if you're headed that way or anywhere near it right now, then you should know that you'll be absolutely fine this morning if you get through within the next 10 minutes or so. Otherwise, it'll start to look pretty ugly the closer we get to 7 a.m.
Okay, so basically that'll be it. And we have to take you around the circle and look at what the the newspapers have on the front and back pages, and Kujo, we have to start with a couple.
We do, and I have the Ghanaian Times and the Daily Graphic. I'll start with those. Ghanaian Times has 3 pictures of those newly appointed commissioners who are to look into the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency by-election violence. Justice Emile Short, Professor Mensa Bunsu, and Mr. Patrick Kwatinge Champong. And the banner headline is, Aftermath of the Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election violence, government sets up commission of inquiry. And in pretty related developments, minority MPs to be hauled before Privileges Committee for Bloody Widow placard. Also on the front page, single window saga, 3 sued over copyright infringement. And Lydia Al-Hassan visits gunshot victims and forgives minority for slur. Back page has some sports stories, and there's a flashback image, a beautiful action shot of the Black Stars, Black Satellites in their first game with Burkina Faso. A goalkeeper at full stretch, attempting to defend their team against the onslaught of the Senegalese attack. Beautiful, beautiful picture there. Black Satellites lose to Junior Teranga Lions. That's the headline. Also, heavy rain causes havoc in Amansie West District. Kills 1 person and renders 800 homeless. We ought to keep an eye on that. That's a serious humanitarian situation. I'll do the Daily Graphic real quick. Banner headline, Ayawaso West Wuogon by-election violence. Emile Short chairs Commission of Inquiry. Ghana Link and Unipass dragged to court. Speaker refers minority MPs' behavior to Privileges Committee, and new regional capitals to be known next Tuesday. On the back page, work resumes on Accra and Sawam rail line. Also, 1 dead, several injured in rainstorm in Amansie West. We really need to look into this story. And perhaps we can do a couple more, yes? Statesman. Finder. Yeah. All right. So, Daily Statesman first. NPP MPs slam NDC for Ma Lydia slur. Ma Lydia? What's Ma Lydia? Oh, is that sort of a pet name for Lydia Al-Hassan or something? Ma Lydia?
Ma Lydia.
Okay. All right.
It's something I've seen on the Facebook pages, or let's say the accounts or posts of many of the top NPP leaders and members. Yeah.
I guess that's what they call her.
Yeah, I think that's a communication, and that's even the hashtag name they're using.
Okay.
Ma Lydia.
Ma Lydia. All right. Also, Exim Bank helps cut back imports with 100 greenhouses. Banner headline is short to probe Ayawaso fracas. President orders independent investigation. And there's a picture of the car power ship. And NPP saves Ghana $8.84 billion on NDC power deals. As always, let's see the evidence, and then we can congratulate those who have saved us money, because that is a lot of money, $8.84 billion. So let's see some evidence, and then we will be grateful. Big boost for fish and livestock sectors, multi-million-dollar feed plant for Tema. Also, West Blue sues Unipass. These are the Business Finders banner headlines for today, Thursday.
All right, so let's look at the stories we have on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. Emile Short probes Ayawaso shootings. That story on page 3 of the paper. Also on page 3 and pages 3 and 6, we have Speaker Sak Suhini and I Forgot You. It says I Forgive You. Front page of the Daily Guide we're talking about. Front page of the Daily Guide. It will be on the screen shown. We have I Forgive You, Ejaku widow to NDC MPs. Lebanese rape suspect for High Court. The last story we look at on the back page of the Daily Guide newspaper. We have Kotoko camp for ZESCO declare Operation Home Wins. Coach Shen family, GRFA call on minister and satellites suffer Senegal setback And then we also have rugby games gain momentum as smoke and barrel support. And we'll take you to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange very soon because it's where we have Agbewo demo being convened by what we're told the opposition parties, and we'll bring you some snippet of information and also live feed. Emefa Jiradosi is our lead correspondent for that demonstration this morning. It's really just a protest march, not as in a demonstration, so to speak, and just to protest their concerns about the incident that took place a week ago at the Ayawaso West Wagon constituency relating to the by-election. On the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper, we have Epson's book ready next month. It brings you details of the 2016 presidential and parliamentary election results with exclusive analysis according to the front page of the Daily Dispatch newspaper. It says 2 years of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's administration. And then you also have the other related results. Again, let me just run by you, just in case you don't know what the statistics and the results were from the 2016 presidential and parliamentary elections. We have the MPP in 2012 getting 47.7% with some 5.2 million votes. And then in 2016 got approximately some 500,000 votes more at 53.7%. The NDC in 2012 had 5,574,000 approximate votes, representing some 50.7% of the votes, and 4.771 Garnet, representing some 44.5% of the votes. Okay, so the difference for the NDC in 2012 was 320,000, and for the MPP in 2016 was 984,000 approximately. But we have to go to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange.
Yes, we do, where a demonstration is about to begin. Nancy Emefa Jiradosi is there for us. Let's see if we can connect with her and see how it's all shaping up. Emefa, good morning. Right, Emefa, I'm hoping you can hear me above the cacophony of sound. Good morning. Tell us how it's all unfolding this morning at Circle. Right, we're going to work to clean up that line and reconnect to Nancy Emefa Jiradosi. She can't seem to hear us. And you can understand why. A lot of noise there. But we'll bring you images and sounds from this demonstration as the show goes on.
Well, definitely. Let's do a couple more, if not just two more of the newspapers. We have the Custodian. The Custodian has on the front page 3-member commission probes Ayawaso violence. We also have MPP women MP scold minority. And we go to the Kwame Nkrumah interchange and the Obra Sport, we have Nancy Emefa Jiradosi with the latest.
More than 50 people gathered here at the Obra Sport. I can say that when we came initially, the police were not here. Their presence was not felt at all. Not even a single car was here. But about 20 minutes ago, they arrived. They are standing close to these demonstrators. I got close to the DSP Azeko, who tells me, I asked them about the confusion between them and the demonstrators, and I asked them whether they have been able to find an amicable solution. The confusion they had to do with the routes that the members will use, because the demonstrators claimed that they were going to march towards the Interior Ministry and then the police headquarters, and then later to the Flagstaff House, something that the police disagreed. But when I spoke to DSP Azeko, he was unable to confirm whether they've reached an agreement. What he kept on telling me was that they were going to reach a final solution when the demonstrators are ready to march. So right now, they do not know what exactly the demonstrators are going to pass. But I can say that I have spotted a few of the executives of the NDC. I haven't seen the convener Bernard Mona yet. I have seen Edem Agbana. I have seen Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram. I've seen former mayor of Accra, Oko Vanderpoy. But let me try and get a few words from him to find. Okay, so other media are already speaking to him. I got close to Alex Egbefia and also to Sam George, but they declined speaking to me. They say that it's too early in the morning and that they will not speak. But let me just take you close to some of the placards that I have seen here. So I have seen Bloody MP. I have also seen Boots for Boots. Let me just find out from you. This is supposed to be a peaceful march to talk about the insecurities in the country. But then I see that you hold Boots for Boots. Doesn't that defeat the purpose for this demonstration?
Yeah, me paucho. Nentia mikita Boots for Boots ni say. So uda ha na am Roberts aba ofie na nyame adum omutumi enku omba betakiu na radi ewe efuma o se sese hu ntuwo enti anya say bia wo so be so say gako ataki am Roberts no by next time obusam ba be said say it was for oba ba me so pen na by the grace of Almighty God no metumi afio musa enti o say misu say mi hu atwa mu.
Oh, Jane said, "Bibi sabe sense. Why would you rather hold something say? Ebi asundwe na ehia na bi."
We say asundwe na ehia by Bible say usa ni fa how now u jena say u traffic na u be free a u twa normal. Eti no usu no utumi eton say amroba otito wo so obe kaku. Usu Uwadi a ube to win the protest you etinu normal thing I just say bia uru ubakota ataki amobanu ba next am amobanu osemba bioma amobanu obase obano oba kun na wa wia the next time I say amobanu oba osu bioma na wo so the one protect you atwodi da say na no obeba.
So he has been telling me that the reason why he has the placard with the inscription "Boot for Boot" is not because they are willing to pick up arms, but he's saying that, well, they want to demonstrate peace today, but if any form of violence wants to come, they would resist, and no one want to march them boot for boot because he claims that the Bible says that if your arm is hurt, you need to cut it off. So that is from him. But I've also seen other inscriptions which goes as "We will resist oppressors through." Who are these oppressors and why can you resist them?
MPPs oppressing Ghana. Akufo-Addo is ruling us with oppression through, and we are going to resist it because we got president who was called Asundwe here, but Nanado is not showing that. Listen, we are suffering. We can't sleep. The brutality is too much. The data force, the invisible force, all the forces are too much in Ghana here.
But you also have the new ones, the Hawk.
I don't know. I don't know. You are saying it. I don't know. But I know data force. I know invisible force. I know Kandahar voice. I don't know any about this. So what I know is MPP is not training let's say hodrons in Ghana here. So we are suffering. We are begging the president. We beg him. We want peace. We want peace in Ghana here. We want peace.
Okay. All right. So you heard another demonstrator, part of the inter-party coalition. But I've realized that the former mayor is free from the media. So maybe I can get a word or two from him. Thank you very much, Honorable Force, agreeing to speak to me. But I want to ask you, why today? Why did you want to participate in this whole match?
Well, you know, our forefathers fought for our independence. And since that time, many Ghanaians have put their lives on the line for us to get to where we are today. And if there is any attempt by any individual or group of persons to turn back the clock of time for democracy, for freedom of expression, we must stand against it. What happened on the day of the elections, the by-elections in West Wagon was, defiance in the face of democracy in modern times. And it should never happen again. We must express ourselves in uncertain terms that must not happen again. Ghana has come afar with our democracy, and we must leave it as such. Let the people express themselves. Yes, people will say in every by-election something violent has happened. But what happened is not party versus party. What happened that fateful day was a whole marching of forces against the will of the people. The people want to vote. And the environment was made unpalatable. The environment was made violent, you know, with forces crisscrossing all over the area. That should never happen again.
You think that a signal has not already been sent to the presidency? I mean, yesterday there's a commission that has been set up to look into all of this.
Well, you know, leadership of this country must really express a commitment against what happened and take the necessary step to assure the Ghanaian populace that this will not happen again. That has not happened. That has not happened.
What are you expecting them to do further?
Well, you know, the president is the commander-in-chief of this country. The president needs to come out and condemn what happened and tell Ghanaians that he is going to bring to book the perpetrators of that act and assure Ghanaians that he will make sure that under his watch that will never happen again. You understand? When the president does that and the president charges all his commanders to stand for what is right and to stand for the people's right and defend the people's right, then he would assure all of us. But that does not happen.
It's clear from your voice that you're calling for peace. But as earlier as I've seen a lot of placards today, and I've seen on some of them the inscription "Boots for Boots." I am interested. If you are for peace, why then would you want to go with such an inscription? Really?
No. Look, my sister. When somebody says "boot for boot," it does not mean that there is war. What we are doing is boot for boot. You understand? When we express words, it's boot for boot. You understand? What we are trying to say is that when you raise the bar, we will equally raise the bar to let you know that it's unacceptable, and we have the ability to do it. Look, if our forefathers have not stood up boot for boot, where would our independence have come from? You understand? If our forefathers have not sent the message that we are prepared to stand against oppression, you and I will not have the independence we have today. So boot for boot does not mean that we are going to pull guns, but when they pull guns, yes, we will be there. When they march, we will march. But we will stand against oppression. The final word is that. Yes. But we are for peace. We are for peace.
Okay.
We will always be for peace.
So let me speak to some of you. What exactly is your concern?
Pardon?
What exactly is your concern?
Well, my concern is that we want one nation, one people, one destiny. That is why I work today, one Ghana. That is why I'm here.
So you heard the former mayor of Accra, Oko Vanderboy. I am trying to see if I can spot Edem Agbana because we really need to know, as at this time, if the police and these demonstrators do not know which route exactly they'll be using. I think it would just be fair that I get a word from them because the police says they are waiting for the demonstration itself to begin before they would know the route that will be using. But as it stands, the Inter-Party Coalition on National Sovereignty say that they'll be marching towards the Interior Ministry and then to the police headquarters and then to the Flagstaff House, something that the police says they are not going to agree on. But if I get Edem Agbana, I would come back and then speak to him.
Well, so we're ready for sports. We'll bring you the latest sports headlines, and please know that we'll be right there. Memfa Jiradosi doing some good work with the action. Agbewo demo is taking place at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle or interchange, depends on how you want to call it. And it's a convening of like minds, opposition parties and those who say they care for our democracy. Let me just try to read to you what the main inscription on okay, so it says calling all your Agbewo, okay, calling all for Agbewo demonstration, and the date is the 7th of February 6 a.m. venue of Brassport, Kwame Nkrumah Circle. And it's the Inter-Party Coalition. That's what they call themselves. So just read there from, okay, my WhatsApp status of one of the conveners, if not the main convener. This is Bernard Mona. Yeah. All right, so we'll bring you all the latest update. But now we have to bring you the latest sports news headlines. Stay with us.